Very good evening. I'm here to provide you quick solutions to answers from the GATE 2021 examination, particularly for organic chemistry section. I have tried to cover maximum questions, 19 questions from organic chemistry. I think only one or two questions might be left out. If anybody remembers, do let me know in the comment section. I will definitely answer you as to what could be the possible answer, right? This is a tentative answer key. To the best of my abilities, I've tried to give you the most accurate answers. Okay, and in case you want to see the more detailed solution to these questions, okay, over here I'm just providing you the answer. If you want to see the more detailed solution, you will find the link down in the description box, and to access that class, all you have to do is use this free unlock code, that is ACTHI. Once you do that, you will get the access to the class wherein you can see the detailed solutions. So this question was there, which was from the cyclopropionation. Okay, Siemens-Smith reaction you had carried out. This is a reference. This is the research article which was published, I think, in the year 1998. I have taken a screenshot, and over here you can see that this particular product is formed in 95%, greater than 95%. So they had asked the major product. So the cyclopropionation will take place below the plane because of this bulky group that is present, and this is going to be the final answer. Okay. And then there was a question based on asymmetric synthesis. We had used the chiral auxiliary in the form of Evans auxiliary. There was some directing group. I don't remember which directing group it was, but if the group is present above the plane, okay, this group was, I think, present above the plane. Then when you add base and benzyl bromide, this benzyl group will be attached over here from below the plane. And then when you add lithium aluminum hydride, this bond will get reduced over here, and this will convert into a alcohol. So this was the final product. There was some other group, but it doesn't matter. Whatever group over here is present, that was above the plane, and that is acting as the directing group. So that is why this benzyl group will be attached below the plane, and then lithium aluminum hydride will reduce the bond over here into the alcohol. So this was the correct answer. Okay, so let's look at the next question. The next question was for converting alkyne to E-alkene, what is the most suitable reagent? So the answer was lithium through lithium in liquid ammonia. It generates a vinyl anion, and the trans vinyl anion or the vinyl anion in E form is more stable, right? The next question was from diethylene. When you add butyl lithium, this will get deprotonated. This proton over here will get deprotonated, the most acidic proton. This is going to attack over here, and after that it was given xylene and reflux. So basically it was a step for sulfoxide elimination, and then when you add HgCl2, basically this diethylene group will get deprotected and you will have the carbonyl group replaced instead. So this is going to be the correct answer. There might be some carbons less or more, okay, depending upon, because these are memory based questions. So one carbon less or more might be there, that doesn't matter. Next question was from Eschen-Boson fragmentation. So you're adding waste. This was actually asked in December 2019, also very similar question, just that instead of giving the product, they had given the IUPAC like the IUPAC name of the product. So basically your nitrogen elimination will take place and you'll get an alkyne, and I'm not going into the mechanism. Like I said, you will get the details of the mechanism down in the description box. So the answer for this was 2-one and 6-ine. Okay, this was the only option, 2-one and 6-ine. Then there was a very easy question from your Corey-Chaykovsky reaction, where the unstabilized halide was given and a stabilized halide was given, and this was the reactant that was given to you. So the stabilized halide will lead to cyclopropionation, and it will selectively lead to cyclopropionation over here. It will not attack this double bond because this is electron rich reagent. So it will like to attack the more electrophilic alkene, the electron deficient alkene. So that is why it is going to attack over here selectively. Whereas the unstabilized halide over here will give us epoxidation product. Okay, so it will lead to the epoxidation, and this over here will lead to cyclopropionation over here selectively. So that was the correct answer. The next question was NAT type, that how many signals will this molecule show? So the correct answer was 3 signals. And then there was a question on mass spectrometry plus NMR combined, where they had given M is to M plus 2 is to M plus 4 was giving peaks in the ratio 1:2:1. So that was 1,4-dibromo benzene. Then they had asked the least acidic of the 4 molecules. There were 4 molecules given, so the least acidic was the alkyne. Then there was a question on Barton reaction, and this was the confirmation given to us. So according to that, this will convert over here into aldehyde, and this is going to be the correct answer. Then there were 2 questions from pericyclic. For one of them, this was the correct answer. This was directly asked from Claydon. And this question also, first you had to actually identify the regioselectivity. The question was something like this: OME was given over here, and OTMS was given to us, and then this was given to us. The first regioselectivity had to be introduced, and then aqueous acid was given. So the aqueous acid will basically lead to removal of the methoxy. Again, the mechanism I have described in detail, and you will find the link in the comments in the description. Then the next question that we had was that which one of the reactions will undergo nucleophilic substitution. Okay, so one was this molecule. They had a leaving group attached over here, and at the second and fourth position there was a nitro group, and one was the methoxy group attached at the benzylic position. So these two will undergo nucleophilic substitution. There was one more example which I'm not able to recall. So there were three. I think 2, 4, and 6 was the right answer if I'm not wrong. 2, 4, and 6. So I'm not sure what was the second structure. But these two structures were there, and there was one more structure. Then there was a question on hydrolysis reaction. So this is the correct order. First the trans form, then the cis form, and then the amide. Okay, this was the correct order for your hydrolysis reaction. And then they had asked this question that 2R, 3R, 2R bromo, 3 methyl pentane. If we react it with sodium methoxide, what is going to be the major product? So the major product is going to be the E-alkene. Then there was a question which was based on ortholithiation followed by Negishi coupling. So this was the reactant given to us. Secondary butyl lithium was added followed by zinc chloride. So what will happen is in the first step, ortholithiation will take place and the zinc chloride will get attached over here at this position. And then when you add palladium catalyst, when you have zinc chloride, and you have a halogen present, this is basically a form of Negishi coupling. Okay, so they had asked Negishi coupling, and for that the answer simply the substitution over here, CC bond formation will take place, and you will get this as the correct answer. And at last there were 3 questions. For this question I'm not very sure, I could not find any reference as such, but according to me this should be the answer. Again, I'm not sure about this question, wherein amide, your potassium amide was given to us followed by 2 equivalents. So first obviously this will get deprotonated, and then this will get this will get deprotonated, this carbon over here, right? And then you're adding butyl bromide. So the question was from where the alkylation will take place, right? So according to me the alkylation will take place from this position, and when you add dilute acid, this whole group will get deprotected. Ultimately you will end up with this product. That is what I think should be the answer, but I'm not very sure about this one. Okay, this question. Then there was a question that among the 4 molecules, which one is a nucleotide, I think. So RNA, DNA, and uridine was given. So uridine is a nucleoside, and the only adenosine monophosphate I think was coming out to be the correct answer. Then there was a question on stereoisomers, NAT type, that how many of them are going to be having stereoisomers. Okay, so the question was not how many of them are going to be optically active. That is where I think students made some had some problem. They were asking number of stereoisomers. Okay, so if they are asking the number of stereoisomers, then I think the correct answer is 6. Again, for these 2 questions I'm not very sure, but according to me it should be 6. Because this molecule over here is not going to have any kind of not show stereoisomerism, and this allene that was given over here, allene, right, ALLENE, allene. So this allene also is not going to have any kind of display any kind of stereoisomerism. So according to me the correct answer, NET type question, should be 6. Rest, let's wait for the provisional answer key and see what is the correct answer, but according to me it's definitely 6. But rest we'll have to see. And if you want the details of how the other molecules are going to show stereoisomerism, I repeat again that the link is down there in the description box. Just have a look, and that's about it. So anyway, I hope you found this short video interesting. If you have, or if you don't agree with some of my answers, please feel free to write down in the comment section so that others can also view, and we can have a discussion about the provisional answers or the possible answers. Okay, again, I am not the final authority. The final authority is with the GATE exam setters, so they will be coming out with the answers. But all of these answers are well researched. I have tried to find out the maximum resources, particularly from authentic research articles. So I guess most of the answers I feel would be correct. right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you in some way. If it did, please give this a big thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would kindly request you to do that as well. That's about it. So I'll see you in the next video really soon.
I'm teaching live on the Unacademy platform in the CSIR UGC NET category, where I'm taking both the free classes as well as the paid courses. So if you want to get access to the free classes, all you have to do is download the Unacademy app, and when joining the CSIR UGC NET category, you have to use the unlock code, that is SETHI. This is absolutely free of cost, and you will get access to all my classes. While if you want to take the paid subscription or the plus subscription, there is a subscription fee for that, and if you want some discount on the subscription fee, you can use the referral code SETHI. This will give you 10% discount. On top of that, you will also get access to my WhatsApp group, where I frequently post a lot of updates related to exams and other things. In addition, with the plus subscription, what all benefits you are going to get? Well, you can watch all my sessions. Apart from that, you can watch other sessions that are available from other educators in the CSIR UGC NET category. You will also get a frequent mock test for the examination for your practice, and some doubt solving sessions as well. So if you're interested in joining the plus platform, you can definitely check out the free classes first and then take a decision to take the plus classes. Do not forget to use these referral codes. This will give you a discount for the plus subscription, and this code you have to use when you're joining the app to get access to all my free classes.